posted my first video in like 3 months last night. Yeah, and I realized why it was kind of easy for me to stop posting, because for some reason my internet in this new place is just not compatible with uploading on YouTube, which is really annoying because when I was on the phone trying to figure out what plan I should get and everything, I literally went into so much detail about what I use the internet for, because I only really use the internet for 2 things. I told him what kind of laptop I had, I told him what I use, I told him I use Hulu, I use Amazon Prime, and I obviously told him that I upload videos on YouTube. We went into great detail about what I do on the internet and what I'm gonna be using it for. Yet, for some reason, uploading videos on this internet, it constantly says like it will upload in 50 hours and then it jumps to like 200 and something hours, and like it's a mess. And hopefully I figure it out soon, because that's every time I have to upload a video, I can't be doing that. It really stresses me out. But it made me realize like that's why it was so easy to just stop. But also I just didn't have the YouTube app on my phone anymore. Like when I'm not using social media for a while, I kind of just delete it for storage. Like I haven't used Instagram in a long time. Like I haven't posted on it, so I just delete it for storage, and then sometimes when I want to see things, I go back on. Anyway, so I didn't have the YouTube app on my phone for a while, so I didn't see anyone commenting on like my posts or videos saying that they've missed me or just checking in. And I thought that was really nice for you guys to just check in, and I appreciate it so much. But also I realized that it looks so dramatic for me to not even reply to those saying like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm just like not posting right now. And I won't do that again, because for all you know, I could have been just disappeared or something, or kidnapped or something. Anyway, I ordered a coffee table because I would constantly like put my drink down on the floor when I'm sitting on the couch eating and having dinner, and I've kicked it over so many times. You would think that I'd learn. Anyway, I got a coffee table. It's like still in the box. I don't want to build anything. That's another thing about why I'm like holding off on buying furniture, because I don't want to build anything. We're gonna build that together today, because I actually feel like I need it. Could be really useful so I don't continuously kick my drink over. Also got these matching bedside tables. Hopefully there's 2 in there. They're really tiny, and they kind of just more so look like end tables. Like you could probably use them for end tables for a couch, and I just realized like I don't need that much space for bedside tables, especially if I'm gonna have 2. Like I'm used to having 1, but I just like the look of 2 of them matching, and the one that I have right now, I could put it somewhere else. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if I like them. If not, I could always return them. But yeah, building those as well. I got 2 new lamps, which I don't think needs building, but we'll see. It's another very, very gloomy weekend, and it's actually quite cold here this weekend. And by cold, I mean like 60 degrees. That's like freezing here. I left most of my cardigans in New York. I'll go get them eventually. I feel very unprepared for 60-degree weather right now, but it's really not that bad. Like everyone's still outside in flip-flops and shorts. I was probably gonna accidentally flash you with that top. Plus, as I said, it's freezing, so I changed. I feel like when picking furniture for this place, like I didn't want to get everything just in white. I kind of want some more like browns and rustic things like this. This is literally called rustic brown. And I just feel like in the past, I think I've furnished like my first apartment and then my bedroom in my last place. And anytime I'm buying furniture, I literally just select white. I don't even think about it. I'm like, this is cute, get it in white, get it in beige, just to make sure everything matches and everything's cohesive, and it works. But then the place kind of ended up looking so like sterile, and I just feel like these kind of shades and tones look so much more homey. Okay, so I'm done with this and no tears were shed. But like, of course. I fixed it. I am such a handyman. That's literally all I got this for. I'm gonna decorate it and stuff. Candles. I don't know what else, but that'll come with time. I really just needed a coffee table. I've been really thinking about getting a rug for my living room space. I'm not usually a rug kind of person, and that's like something that runs deep in my family. I don't know what it is. Everyone in my family has something against rugs and carpets. And I remember like back home we had tiles, and tiles is pretty common back home, but I feel like here I've seen hardwood floors or carpet. I feel like I barely ever see tiles in homes. Anyway, we just hate carpet, we hate rugs. My first ever apartment when I moved here, the entire thing was carpeted except for the kitchen and the bathroom. Hated it so much. And then my second place, the only part that was carpeted was the bedroom, and I actually come to really like love that. Like everywhere else was hardwood floors except the bedroom, and I actually wish my bedroom here was carpeted. I don't know, something about the carpet in the bedroom, it feels so cozy. But yeah, maybe I'll get a rug for my bedroom too later, but for right now I'm really thinking like getting a rug for the living room by the couch area. I measured it, and I think like for the size of my couch I would need an 8x10. Rugs are expensive though. Why are rugs so expensive? And then you need the thing underneath so that it doesn't slip around. It's just like, there's a reason why I didn't like them this entire time. They're too complicated. But I am thinking about getting one. The only thing is, I think, like if I do any photo frames, photos, gallery wall, whatever it is above here, I want to do that first. And if I change out like the colors of these pillowcases and blankets and stuff like that, I want to do all of that, get that whole color scheme going, and then choose a rug, because I feel like a rug, well, as I already said, it's expensive. I want to get the right one, something that I really like, and I want to make sure that it matches and it doesn't like look a mess with everything else in here. So yeah, I don't know if you have any ideas. Well, actually no, you can't give me ideas yet. After I do all of that, then we'll talk about ideas for a rug. But if you know any places that sell good rugs, let me know so I can research. I really don't have any intentions of decorating my room. I'm barely ever in here. I only come in here to sleep. I'm mostly outside on the couch, or I'm sitting by the little office space with the little office chair that I got. And it's gonna be even worse if I get, well, when I finally do my little book area, and I'll have a chair there too. Those are the areas that I'm gonna use the most. I'm already barely in here, so I don't know. I don't feel the need to really go all out and decorate it. I think the only thing I might do is maybe put some frames on that wall, like right opposite the mirror, just to have some like evenness of things on the wall. And I might get a dresser for my clothes, but my closet is huge and I don't really have that many clothes. But it's just for, more so for organization purposes, might get a dresser. But in that, I plan to do nothing with this space. But the living room, definitely want to get to decorating that and finish furnishing it. and then start on like my little book space and finally get bookshelves. Seriously, the thing that is holding me back the most with the book area, it's not really a room because that's meant to be like a dining area, and I'm using it as a book room instead. Anyway, the thing that's holding back the most is that I look at different shelves that I could potentially want, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure it out soon. I'm having my overnight oats that I prepped for breakfast. I'm having that for lunch because I woke up this morning and I was craving my croissant, my like turkey Swiss croissant thing, which is what I would have for lunch, but I wanted it. So I had that for breakfast. Now I'm having my overnight oats for lunch, which feels weird, but I'll enjoy it anyway. This is just a half cup of oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and then I fill the thing with milk till it's just like covering it a little bit. This is also half an apple, and I'm just gonna do brown sugar, like butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon on the stovetop, and that is like the perfect fall overnight oats or oatmeal, whatever. Also, just noticed that Gilmore Girls is on Hulu. I don't have Netflix anymore because I moved, so I'm not on the family thing anymore because Netflix hates families apparently. They hate people who don't live in the same household, so yeah, I'm not on it anymore, so I can't watch Netflix. Very rude, and I refuse to pay for it. One person's already paying for it, why would I pay for it? Anyway, but Gilmore Girls is on Hulu now. It hasn't been. So I literally just started that, episode 1. I'm so excited, happy fall. Every time I make this, it's like a natural candle. It just smells like apple pie throughout my entire apartment. Talking at Night by Claire Daverly, and basically what I've gotten from this so far is that this is about 2 people and they keep finding themselves back to each other even though they don't exactly like fit naturally and they're not like naturally working out. They just keep finding themselves back to each other, and I haven't really gotten to that part yet where they spend years apart, but the back of the book does says that they will spend years apart and they won't speak for a while, but they're gonna reconnect. And it also says that a tragedy will strike. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm only on chapter 4. I'm only 60 pages in. Right now they're just in high school and they're kind of like having these really basic moments of just conversations. I honestly found myself like smiling at this book a little bit. Occasionally random things would make me smile. I don't know, I like it so far. The writing is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it, but I don't hate it and I don't want to put this book down. So that is a good sign. Also, there's no quotation marks in here like the way. The only other author that I've read that doesn't do quotation marks is Sally Rooney, and that definitely throws me off. So I think that's the only thing that is like throwing me off about the writing. It's not the actual like context itself. It's just I see no quotation marks and I'm immediately thrown off. But yeah, I'm getting used to it though, so it's fine. I know that what I read so far is just the beginnings. It literally like said before and then it starts out. Well, there was like a prologue that was 1 page and it said before, and we start out with them like hanging out and stuff. She's like such a serious person. She's very serious about school and she loves to play music. She's just serious about all of that, and she thinks that she needs to do all the right things, like take all the steps, go to college and all that to just succeed in life. She's just going down a very typical path, and I think Will is like the opposite. In school he's kind of known as like not exactly the bad boy, but he has a motorcycle and he's been suspended, so you know they're just opposite in that way, but they are very intrigued by each other. I like it. I'm gonna continue reading this and see how far I can get. Okay, I found out what I don't like about the writing. It's so like, let me read it to you. When Rosie tells Marley that she and Will are not together, Marley seems to take it as a personal affront. She rarely speaks to her for days. Rosie is hurt by this, but says nothing, and they're talking again by the end of the week. Rosie says she'll bring popcorn, like, pronouns. I hate books that do this. Rosie said this, Rosie said that, Rosie did this, Rosie did that. We get it, her name's Rosie. Pronouns, babes. But also, this might just be a thing with like third person. I still like it. I still like it. This is the mess that I left myself from yesterday. Yikes. Two different things happened that I just wasn't expecting at all. I don't know if people read this and saw it coming. I didn't. I think because I haven't read in a while, I'm not in that like mindset to be thinking what's gonna happen. Also, this isn't really the type of book that you're like, I wonder what's gonna happen next, or let me try to figure it out. It's such like slice of life, and we're kind of just going through her day-to-day and seeing how she interacts with her parents, her mom. She has like an interesting relationship with her mom, seeing her interact with her brother and Will is the love interest, and also her best friend Marley. And yeah, we're kind of just going through their days. It's very, I think, yeah, someone said with shades of Sally Rooney, this is a lyrical, tender love story, and I kind of agree with that. I think Sally Rooney kind of has a way of just writing about someone's day-to-day and making it interesting and making me feel like I care. And I feel the same way about this. Like, potentially this could be boring to some people. It's really just very average life. There's not much to them. They're just teenagers, you know? It's very basic. And she like plays the piano and she's very passionate about it, but she's not gonna really pursue music. I think, well, she had 2 different schools she could go to. One was specifically for music and then the other was just like regular university. And she's going to just regular university because she thinks that's what's best and that's the path that she should take. I think I said this before, she's the type of person that's like 10-year plan type of girl, you know? I'm just shocked by what happened, and I could definitely see why they can't be together, or they're like avoiding each other, because at first I was just like, this is like, it's not stupid, but it's just so high school. Like, what do you just be together, or like just go on a date or something? You can at least just go on a date, go have dinner or whatever, go to the movies, whatever teenagers do. And at first it felt like, why can't you be together? But yeah, I definitely figured it out. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading it and see how this turns out. I'm feeling it's gonna get really sad from here. I just got back from the gym and I was listening to, before that, I was telling my friend about this man that I always see on my like morning walks. He's always walking 2 beagles and we always say hello to each other. How are you doing? How's your morning going? Because people do that here. People do small talk here. And the beagles are very cute. And we were talking about how the environments that we're in like changes the type of people we find attractive. Because I feel like this isn't a man I would usually find attractive, but I do find him attractive. But anyway, that was just like a random conversation about environments and people we find attractive. Anyway, my point is, I see him all the time, and today he was like walking back with the 2 cute beagles, and he was walking up my staircase, and I was just like, maybe I shouldn't be telling random men hi. Maybe I shouldn't be talking to random men, because like, why is he following me up my staircase right now? It's like, oh no, this is bad. And it turns out he lives right next to me. Like, my apartment is here, my door is here, and this is his door. He literally, key, open, he went in there. It's actually his apartment. And I was like, oh, that's like, as I'm speaking to you right now, he's just right over there. I don't know why that made me so uncomfortable. Anyway, that's what I just found out. But what I was gonna say is that I was finally taking time to properly listen to The Life of a Showgirl in full and see how I feel about it, because on release night, I listened to the first 3 songs and I was like, I'm vibing. I like it. It's like just pretty simple pop music, and this is like what I expected, especially when I saw the producers. Like, it's the same producers from the 1989 album. I was like, cool, fun. But then I was like busy and I didn't listen to the rest. I only listened to the first 3, and my friend texted me and she was like so disappointed by it. She was like, I hate it. I expected so much more. I expected so much better. And I was like, really? And I was only going off the fact that I listened to 3 songs. And she was like, yeah, I only like around like 3 songs. And I was like, oh, which ones? And it was the first 3 songs that I listened to. And she was like, yeah, it goes downhill from there. And I think now that I've like really probably listened to it a few times and like focused on it, yeah, it pretty much goes downhill after the first 3 songs, which is, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 other ones that's okay, but I'm not that excited about them, and I'm not like gonna rush to listen to them. They're just like, they're cool. But I really like The Faith of Ophelia and Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, you see, The Faith of Ophelia is my favorite, but Elizabeth Taylor had the potential to be my favorite. I don't know what it is, but recently Taylor's songs does this thing sometimes where I would really like the song and I would really hate one specific part. And that's like most of the songs on Tortured Poets. Like Down Bad, I love the verses, I hate the chorus. But Daddy, I Love Him, I hate the chorus, I love the bridge. Well, I pretty much hate the whole song. I love the bridge. Yeah, there's just some part of each song that I just can't stand. And with Elizabeth Taylor, it's not too bad. I can like tolerate it, but I hate that she's like basically screams Elizabeth Taylor in the song. Like that part is just, it's so jarring. And I wish she just said it like at the beginning or at the end, but it just goes on throughout the song. It's just like, stop. But it's a good song otherwise. This album is kind of reminding me of the Lover album. I have always said Lover should have been an EP because there's so many songs in there that I feel like are just fillers and so many songs that aren't very good. And then also the album cover. She did a whole photo shoot for that album. Such a beautiful photo shoot in a garden. And the album cover is like, it looks like it was done on Pixar or something. And I feel like I'm getting the same exact vibe from The Life of a Showgirl. This could have been an EP. There are only a couple good songs. And the album cover also looks like something done on Pixar. But I have hope because after the Lover album, we got Folklore, which is one of my favorite albums ever. So maybe something's good gonna come after this. I feel like the most concerning part is that I've seen people say that she called this her best work, and if she actually thinks that, then I'm worried about her. If she really thinks that this is her best work, like no way, right? She's just saying that to sell it, right? This album actually led me to listening to Brat for the first time because she has a diss track towards Charlie XCX on this album, and then it's like a response to a song on Brat. I don't understand any of it and I literally don't care. I kind of just wanted to know, like, to listen to the music and kind of connect the dots. Also, I think it's so funny that I've just never listened to Brat, especially like all of the songs just top to bottom, because I don't know, I never really cared. I've heard clips on the internet and stuff and it just never really called out to me. It never felt like my thing. And yeah, I decided to listen to it top to bottom for the first time because I was being nosy. And it's so good. I had such a good time listening to it. It's so much fun. And so this new album that I didn't really love, and I only really like 3 songs, it led me to new music anyway. Well, new to me, I'm very late. That album came out last summer and fall 2025, and only now like getting into it. But I really like it, it's so much fun. Speaking of Taylor Swift songs, great segue into The Summer I Turned Pretty, because that is a show that just uses way too many Taylor Swift songs, and like that's my first critique for season 3. Like sometimes it was unnecessary. At first, I remember in the first season it was so fun and I feel like it was so fitting, but now it just feels like they're trying to throw as many in there as possible and they're not even like looking to see what really fits the scene. And I'm not just talking about lyrics, but also a vibe of a song too. Sometimes I think like, you know, it would be great for this scene like a really slow song or something, and then they're playing like some kind of pop song. It just didn't work for me. But lyrics too, because that scene with Conrad when Dress played, only bought this dress so you could take it off. She didn't even know he was gonna be in Paris. What? I have always said that my favorite part about The Summer I Turned Pretty was the vibes, and I just feel like the vibes were so off in season 3, which kind of makes sense. Like I get it, Susanna died and they're going through so much and they're like going to college. They just have a lot on their plates, but it just wasn't, I don't know. I just feel like even in season 2, when they were still going through a lot and they had a lot on their plates and it was like Christmas, I still felt such a good overall vibe, and the vibes were just off for season 3. And I feel like Belly in Paris was the best part of it. I loved the Paris scenes, and I wish she went to Paris sooner, and I wish we got more Paris scenes. That would have made it better. That would have so made up for it. Also, when did Jeremiah become a chef? Like, did I miss something? Did I miss a chapter? I am so confused. And his ending also felt like it came out of nowhere. Like, he didn't need that ending. He could have stayed alone. I'm team no one, by the way. I feel like Jeremiah needs a personality transplant, and Conrad hasn't had any character development all 3 seasons. Like, I don't like either of them. And there are moments where I don't like Belly either, but I did like her in Paris. I loved her in Paris, and I feel like she should have ended up with Benito. Anyway, if you're like me and you were disappointed by season 3 and you're looking for something to fill that void, We Were Liars 100% filled that void for me. It was so good, and I hated that book too. So it's not, you don't even need to like the book. Don't even read the book. If you haven't read it, don't read it. Just go watch the show. It's so good. I mean, summer's over, it's fall now, so like maybe you don't care anymore. But yeah, that really filled the summer I turned pretty void. And right now I'm watching The Girlfriend. I feel like that show is reminding me of season 2 of You, when Joe realized that the girl, what was her name? Love? Yeah, or Quinn? That was her last name, Love Quinn. Love Quinn? That doesn't even sound right, but I feel like I remember her family, they like referred to her family as the Quins or something. Her name was Love though. I remember that. Anyway, Joe found out that she was like crazy. It's reminding me of that for some reason. Like the main character of The Girlfriend is reminding me very much of Love. It's interesting. It's very weird, but I like it. Finished talking at night last night. Anyway, it was so good, but it was so sad, and I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. But I have been avoiding reading really emotional books. I kind of knew that an emotional book would get me out of my book slump, or at least help, but I didn't want to suffer. My favorite coffee right now is 1 shot of espresso, and there's some vanilla in there, like half a pump of vanilla, and then what is this? 1 teaspoon of maple syrup and a little bit of salt. I just use regular salt. I know that people, I think you're meant to use like either sea salt or Celtic salt. It really isn't that deep for me. I had the best breakfast burrito this morning, but it put me in a food coma for like 5 minutes, so. Okay, so talking at night, this book, as I said, it's really sad, and the back of the book really doesn't give you anything of what this is about. Like, it's so vague. It tells you nothing, absolutely nothing. And I feel like the only thing that gives it away at it being like more of a sad book and having sad themes is that it says, until one day tragedy strikes and any possibility of being together seems to shatter. And like, yeah, sure, that kind of gives you warning, but I feel like that's an understatement. Because yeah, tragedy struck and then it just kept going downhill from there. Oh my god, they couldn't catch a break. Also, both of the characters are individually dealing with their own mental disorders, and I guess you can look up trigger warnings. And I wouldn't really say that it's a spoiler, but I'm just not gonna give it away if the back of the book doesn't give it away. You can definitely look it up for yourself if you wanna know, but I just didn't think it was going to be this sad. I think I've done a pretty good job at not giving away the major details in this book. And if you want to go into it the same way that I did, which I feel like is the best way, I did read the back of the book, and as I said, gave me nothing other than tragedy was gonna happen, and I feel like I really enjoyed it to its fullest that way, because it literally follows them throughout their basically their entire lives. Not their entire life, but a very huge chunk of their life, from when they were teenagers in high school, when she went to college, and then after college. I think by the end of it, he's almost 40 years old, and his birthday plays an important role in this book. It's just, I also appreciate the fact that they were going through this thing like, we can't be together, but you could understand why. It's not one of those silly reasons like, we can't be together because, I don't know, but there are books like that all the time. They say they can't be together, and you're just like, it's really not that deep, just be together. No one cares. But I can definitely understand why they really felt like they couldn't be together. It wasn't even just one thing either, like many things just kept happening and getting in their way, literally since they were teenagers. Usually when a book is compared to Sally Rooney's writing, I have too high expectations and I get let down, but I really do feel like this can be compared. When they were young, they were really reminding me of, what are their names? Connell and Marianne from Normal People, and then in their older years, they were really reminding me of the two characters from Conversations with Friends. I can't remember. Francis and Nick, yes. They were reminding me of them when they were older, and then like the Normal People characters when they were younger. So like I really do agree that this could be a good book for Sally Rooney fans. I love Sally Rooney and I really did enjoy this too. Even though I had such a good time reading it, I know that it's not gonna be for everyone. It's one of those books that's really just like everyday life and the struggles that come with it, and just kind of going through all these things that they are experiencing for years, and that might not be entertaining to people, and I mean, it's not meant to be fun, right? It's not meant to be something that's fun, but you might not have a good time reading it, or you might not enjoy reading it, or you might not want to read that. I guess you have to be in a certain kind of mood to pick this one up. In the mood for a sad book. I really did enjoy reading about them though, and I'm thinking about rating it 4.75 stars. It's like, it could be 5 stars in my head, but I also feel like I would just rate it 5 stars because it's the first book that I've enjoyed since May. And it's like, is it really 5 stars, or am I just happy to be enjoying reading again? I don't know. I'm gonna settle at 4.75, and if I continue to think about it, and if I want to change it, I will, but for now, 4.75. We'll see if it changes to a 5-star read. Anyway, I'm happy to be out of this slump. I'm happy to actually like reading again, and like I actually wanted to pick this book up when I wasn't reading it, which just hasn't been the case, and my attention span has been so bad. But yeah, this is great. This is great. I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.